Raider Nation, what's going on? You're watching the Raiders Report, and today's show is brought to you by Manscape. Go to manscape.com, use that promo code Raiders for 20% off. Manscape hooking me up with some gear. Look at this. All this t-shirts, man. Love this stuff. Your balls, they're going to thank you for Manscaped. Now, if you guys haven't seen it, let's get into some Mike Mayock talk because we got a little bit of an update from Mayock in his press conference where he talked about a lot of the off-season moves that the Raiders made. He talked about some draft plans. He didn't give up too much information, but for me, the one thing I noticed, he's looking to build off a great first year as general manager. So I have 5 takeaways from the press conference. The first thing, I want everyone to like the video. I want everyone to start clapping right now. Mike Mayock and his wife, his family, they're going to donate $1,000 for every single pick the Raiders make. If the Raiders trade a pick and they only end up making, let's say, 5 or 6 picks, he is still going to donate $7,000. He is putting this money towards the Big C. I know we're all trying to figure out what's happening on in the world right now, and I promise y'all, I'll keep doing my part making daily videos, and I absolutely love seeing our general manager, our leader of our team, doing the exact same thing. Let's look at this other takeaway that I got here. Mayock, John Gruden, they like Derek Carr and Marcus Mariota. Thank the Lord, because he got asked this like 3 different ways, and he addressed it all in the exact same way. We love Derek Carr, and we have a lot of confidence in Marcus Mariota. It's one of the reasons why they went out and got Marcus Mariota, and they made him the highest paid backup in the NFL. The other thing that Mayock said that I absolutely loved, you can go back and you can see what Mayock had to say about Derek Carr, about Marcus Mariota before they were Raiders. And you can do the exact same thing with John Gruden. What did Mayock show again? Transparency. He also showed that they have confidence in Derek Carr and Marcus Mariota, something that we continue to say here on the Raiders Report. Something else that I thought was very interesting. He talked a lot about some players in free agency. He talked about Corey Littleton. He talked about Carl Nassib. The one thing that he said that jumped out to me, though, about Nick Kwiatkowski, that he expects him to wear the green dot. For those of you, what the heck does that mean? The green dot on your helmet a lot of times goes to the player who's going to be the quarterback of the defense. I think this speaks volumes in the confidence that they have in Nick Kwiatkowski, being able to come in from the Bears, signing him in free agency, this young player who's entering year 1 in a new defense. They're going to entrust him with having that green dot. One of the players that had a green dot last year was Vontaze Burfict. This might be kind of foreshadowing in what could potentially happen with Vontaze. As I said before, I would be pretty surprised if the Raiders kind of, hung on to Vontaze. But Nick Kwiatkowski to wear the green dot. Also here, what the Raiders' plans were in free agency and what their plans are in the draft. This is something that, again, we've just hit the nail on the head multiple times here. They're looking for players that fit. They're looking for players that are versatile, and they want people who want to be Raiders. That is a very important statement that Mike Mayock said. In free agency, they wanted a player like Littleton. Why? Versatile. Kwiatkowski. Why? He's a Raider. Carl Nassib. He's a leader. It's why he was a captain. And then in terms of the draft, you can go out and you can find unbelievably talented players. But if they don't fit what we're trying to do, and right now we are trying to change a culture. We are trying to build a culture, and we're trying to build a winning team. You got to find players that fit. That was really important. Now, before I tell you the very, very last takeaway, I do want to tell you this. Chat Sports, we will be live for all 7 rounds of the NFL draft, okay? That's like 24 straight hours. So if y'all like what I do here on the Raiders Report, all I ask you to do is this. Go subscribe to our main Chat Sports channel. The link is below, youtube.com/chatsportstv. It's all 7 rounds. It's analysis on every pick. And as Mike Mayock said, the picks that are in the 3rd round, they're more important than the 1st round. And my man Tom Downey and I, we're going to be breaking it down all 7 rounds. All right, last thing. Here it is. Doesn't give away his top 3 wide receivers. And I respected this, right? Because our consensus top 3 is CeeDee Lamb, Jerry Jeudy, and Henry Ruggs. So somebody asked him, hey, Mike, out of all the top 3 wide receivers, who do you think is going to be the best fit for this team? And he goes, well, how do you know who my top 3 wide receivers are? Now, I do believe that he does think it's going to be, out of the top 3, Ruggs, Jeudy, and Lamb. But he also goes on to say that he believes that 20 wide receivers could be taken in the top 3 rounds. And that's a lot of receivers. There's a lot of talent here. The bottom line, Mike Mayock, very intelligent. Love the conversation that we were able to get into. And I was excited that we were able to have the audio, that we were able to show it. So Mike Mayock, appreciate you. And appreciate everyone who's already watching here on the Raiders Report. And remember, I go live every single Tuesday, normally at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. Pacific. So make sure you subscribe and turn on those notifications. So for those of you that are watching this video on YouTube, okay, I want you to scroll on down because I'm going to make this the pinned comment of today's video. And I want you to let me know, what was your biggest takeaway from the Mike Mayock press conference? Let's get in now to some news and rumors, and this one went down yesterday. Nicholas Morrow, he signed his restricted free agent tender with the Raiders, making now about $3.2 million. And I was not really surprised that the Raiders ended up bringing him back because we placed the second-round tender. This was one of the ways that I knew that Mayock, that Gruden, were really trying to get into the second round. Because if a team wanted to take Morrow away from us, guess what? They would have had to give us a second-round pick. So Morrow, to me, is a pretty solid player. He's now entering, his 4th year with the Raiders. What I really take away from this is you're bringing back a player who knows the defense. You're bringing back a player who has gotten better over the last 3 years. There's no denying that. But he also brings some experience and depth. And that is something that I'm telling y'all right now, this team is definitely looking for. So last year was his best year. 73 tackles. The only thing that I think Morrow does need to do and improve upon is this. You need to be able to go out and force more fumbles. You need to be able to go out and just create a little bit more havoc on defense because his numbers, his play does remind me a little bit of a Tahir Whitehead where he can rack up some tackles. But for a player who started 8 games last year, for a player who has been an undrafted free agent, he's really starting to come around a little bit. And he is starting to turn into a Raider, which I'm excited about. So I appreciate everyone tuned in. Nicholas Morrow, that news went down. And if you need news, rumors, heck, if you need daily Raiders videos and live shows like you're watching right now, click that subscribe button. It's big and red. If you're colorblind, it might be silver and black. And if you can't find the subscribe button, I'll put it in the comment section. I'll put it in the description so you don't miss a single show. And this entire month has been about giving back to the nation. So we hit 43K subscribers, and I said this. If we hit 43K by my next live show, I'll do an extra giveaway. So how about this? I'm going to give away a Raiders chain on my Instagram Live April 17th, that's Friday, at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. If you haven't followed me on IG yet, please do, at Mitchell Renz 365. And then coming up on one of our live Q&As, we're giving away some Raiders chains. So let's take a look now at this linebacking depth chart. And Nick Kwiatkowski, going to be wearing that green dot, as I stated. Corey Littleton, we brought him in free agency. Morrow, I do expect to be the starter at linebacker. Now, let me just say this. I understand it says, weak side, strong side, middle linebacker. The Raiders are going to move people around. So I've had some people yell at me about the depth chart. Guys, the Raiders, I'm telling you right now, they are going to move a ton of players around. So you go out, you bring in Nicholas Morrow, 1 year, about $2.5 million. I want you to grade it A, B, C, D, or F. So get your comments flowing in here. That's how the Raiders Report works. Let me know what you guys think about the Nicholas Morrow signing, A, B, C, D, or you can give me an F. So if you guys saw, we got a new sponsor. Shout out to Manscape, hooking me up with some awesome gear. And if you guys need to take care of your manhood, go to manscape.com, but use promo code Raiders. That's going to get you 20% discount at checkout. So we're going to talk about here the Lawnmower 3.0. So if you guys need to, groom yourself because the Big C, it's slowing some things down. And if you're spending a little bit more time with that significant other, you got to take care of yourself. So it's got advanced skin technology, so you're not going to get all scraped up. You're not going to get that awkward brush burn. Rechargeable battery. This is key. Why? Because if you clean yourself, it's got a rechargeable battery. That means she's not going to go charge something so she can take care of herself. You know what I'm saying? Waterproof. You can do it in the shower too. So if she's asking you, hey, you're brushing your teeth in there. Sure. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Take care of yourself, okay? And for a lot of you, they're like, Mitch, why in the world would I go out and buy this? And for maybe some of the women that watch this show, why would I buy this for my husband? Well, if you trim it up a little bit, it's going to make your Ken Stabler look a little bit longer. You know what I'm talking about? If you do, like this video right now. And also, if you clean up, who knows? Maybe you might actually be able to see your black hole. Remember, manscape.com. I'll put it in the comments. I'll put it in the description. Use that promo code Raiders. You're going to get 20% off. And if anybody goes out and buys this bad boy, hit me up on IG. Hit me up on Twitter because I got mine as well. Look at this. I got my razor. Can you hear it? I'll shave my face on the show. We'll get crazy. We'll do something. Go ahead, manscape.com, promo code Raiders. Whew. Now we're talking about some rumors here, right? Because that's something else we do. And I saw this one from CBS. The Raiders trading up for Tua. For those of you that are new to the show, when I say zero Chucky heads, tuck rule, tuck that, it means it ain't going to happen. So CBS, when I saw this mock draft of y'all saying that the Raiders are going to trade up to get Tua, it makes me want to pull my hair out. Because just because a player slides down in the draft, and just because, for some reason, every single person thinks that the Raiders are going to draft a quarterback doesn't mean it's going to happen. Why am I very confident that the Raiders aren't going to draft Tua? Because we talk about all the time that John Gruden is a quarterback whisperer. So maybe I need to shout this. He hasn't ever drafted a quarterback in round one. Okay? Like, I get it. He's good with quarterbacks. He had his quarterback show. But you can see right here, these are the 4 quarterbacks that John's drafted. None of them have gone in the first round. Now, sure, maybe if a guy really, really slides down the board, but even going out and getting Tua in round 1, going out and getting Justin Herbert in round 1, it doesn't make any sense. Why? They still don't have a number 1 receiver to throw to. I'll sit up here and I'll talk about it over and over and over again. And if you agree with me, like the video. The other reason why I don't want the Raiders to trade up for Tua, it means you're probably going to have to give up an extra pick. Now, I saw the article from CBS. I don't know if they put a trade together, and quite frankly, I don't care, because as soon as I saw that we're trading up for Tua, I went a little bit nuts, because this is, in my opinion, what you're going to have to give up. I'm sorry, but I don't want to have to give up extra picks to go up and get a quarterback who might slide down because we don't know if he's healthy or not. And also, why would I go get a quarterback who's going to be the 3rd one on our team? So would you make this trade? Give me a Y for yes. Give me an N for no. Throw it in the comments section below. I'm going to type my N for no. I love Tua. He is a fun prospect, and I wish him all the best, and I think he's going to be successful. However, I am not giving up a 3rd-round pick, and I'm not giving up pick 12 to go up and trade for him. So if you're like me, go ahead and type your N for no. Now, when you look at his numbers, I know I'm going to get a lot of people that are saying, Mitch, but when Tua is healthy, he's one of the best quarterbacks in this year's class. I totally agree. He is undeniably talented. But when you look at all the injury histories and you look at our biggest needs right now, going out and trading up for a quarterback who, as I stated, is going to be our number 3, it just doesn't make us win football games right now. You have Derek Carr, who Mike Mayock said is very confident. Heck, he even said he loved him. Then you have Marcus Mariota, who Mike Mayock, again, stated that he has a lot of confidence in him, and it's why they paid him $7.5 million. It's why he can make up to $37.5 million. Now, I like Marcus Mariota a lot, and I like Tua a lot, but let me just say this one time, okay? It doesn't make any sense whatsoever, okay? Doesn't make any sense for the Raiders to go out and trade up for Tua. You guys hear that weird noise? You hear that? Oh, wait, that might just be my Manscaped. Maybe I'm shaving myself. You can't tell. No, it's Derek Carr blocking out the noise, blocking out the haters. I don't know if you saw this on Twitter, but basically, Derek kind of went on a little bit of a rant, and I like when athletes go on Twitter. I like when athletes go on Instagram and they kind of vent. I mean, heck, that's what I do every single day on this show, and I absolutely love it. So if you didn't see it, Derek basically on Twitter goes, I really used to care a lot about making everyone happy. That's over. He also goes on to say that he wants to win now, and it's all he cares about. I think when I saw that, I'm not saying that Derek didn't want to win before, but it kind of reminded me, and I'm going to go off on a tangent here, of like the Cheez-It commercial, not a sponsor, by the way, when they were like made with real cheese. Well, what the heck was it made with before? Derek, what were you trying to do before? I understand you're trying to win football games, and I think he understands that 2020 is a prove-it year. And then take a drink, because I know I've said it 100 times, but he understands it. He knows that this is the year where he needs to show himself. That's why they went out and added Marcus Mariota. That's why we're always sitting here talking about Derek Carr. But let me just get one thing straight, because any single time I talk about Derek Carr, people are yelling at me. People are like, Mitch, you don't have the right to talk about Derek Carr. I do have the right to talk about Derek Carr. You have the right to talk about Derek Carr. You know why? It's part of his job. And if you're paid 21, if you're paid millions of dollars to throw a football and play quarterback and win football games, guess what? You guys can do it. Just like you're totally okay to judge me at my job. Why? It's my job. And I'm allowed to go to, I don't know, FedEx and debate with somebody who can't deliver a package. If you're looking for a package, though, I got one. Manscape.com. All right, we'll get back to the show. Do you believe in Carr? Type B for believe, or I want you to type D for don't. I do believe in Derek. I think he's talented. I think he just needs a little bit of help, and I hope we go out, we address the wide receiver position. But let me just say this. If we don't get it done this year, guess what, Derek? It is going to be time for you to move on. So before I end today's news and rumors show, I want to show you this quote. And I love this quote from Amy Trask. And for those of you that don't know, Amy Trask used to be CEO of the Raiders. So she goes on to say that there's going to be a lot of Raiders fans in Las Vegas. No doubt about that. Raiders fans always travel well. That is, for Chucky heads, believe it, baby. But then she goes on to say this, and this is the really important note here. There are also going to be a lot of fans of visiting teams. Because if you're a fan of a team that is playing the Raiders on the road, and you can only go to one road game a year to root for your team, well, yeehaw, you're going to Vegas. So my biggest point here is this. I understand a lot of you are maybe upset that the Raiders have left Oakland, and maybe some of you might be a little bit bitter about Vegas, and I hope that's not true. I think the move to Vegas is something that is going to help this franchise in the long run. I mean, we just increased in value of $1.5 billion. So I know we're going to continue to travel. I just want everyone to let's keep that home field advantage that I know we've had before. It's never going to be like it was in the O, but let's keep that home field advantage. And also, I'm just curious, if anybody's got Raiders season tickets, hit up your boy. I'd love to come to a game with you. I'll be at a lot of tailgates this year. So if you're going to any Raiders games, hit me up on Instagram. Let's tailgate at Mitchell Renz 365. All right, I want you to fill in the blank here. I've been a Raiders fan for blank years. Throw it in the comments section below. I know Raider Nation travels. I know we got, 1,000 people watching us live right now on YouTube. I've been to a lot of parties, okay? I was in college once. Had a lot of fun. The best party I've ever been to was week 1, Raiders versus Broncos Monday Night Football. And, man, I can't wait to get back to it. And it's why I'm a diehard Raider fan now. It's why I bleed silver and black. So let's give some shout-outs to some of the people that are watching now. We got Scott Shaw, 46. Scott, are you 46 years old? Got 32 years from Raider Brandon. Leonel Cooper saying 30. Christopher saying 32. Medvat working 36. Some of y'all have been Raider fans longer than I've been alive. I love this. Since 1982, Raider Joker. If you're not new to the show, you'll know math. It's not my strongest suit. Then we got Ray YT says 14. I need a sip of water. If somebody super chats $20, I'll chug a beer because I'm hyped right now. But how long have you been a Raiders fan? And then coming up here on the show, we're going to get into a Q&A. So make sure that you're using #Raiders. If you're a diehard Raider fan, if you need rumors, news, daily videos, and some free gear, subscribe to the Raiders Report right now. I'm going live every single Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern time. And during my live Q&As, I'm giving away stuff. Why? Because we hit 43K subs. And as promised, this month is all about giving stuff away. So shout out to Sterling Teak on Instagram. They gave me this silver Raiders chain. And coming up here in a little bit, we're going to give away a black one as well. So if you don't win this one, you will have another chance. The only way that you have a chance to win this silver chain or this black chain is if you subscribe to the Raiders Report right now. And if I can get to 44K subscribers by 420, I know, high hopes, we'll do another giveaway next week. Sound good? So hit that sub button. If you can't find the sub because you're already celebrating 420, we'll put it in the comments section. We'll put it in the description. We'll help you all out. Cool? All right. As promised, let's get into the Q&A. You can use #Raiders or you can super chat from Klissman Michael. Mitch, good to see you're healthy, man. I always thought Markel Lee was better linebacker over Morrow. What do you think? Both solid overall, though, in my opinion. I actually agree with you. I think Markel Lee is more dynamic of a linebacker than Morrow. Now, I don't know if either of them are excellent. I would say both of them are very average. However, I do see the fact that they went with Morrow being a little bit more in terms of versatility for a weak side linebacker. Maybe it was a cheaper option. We'll see what happens overall, but I do think, though, they kind of were hoping that another team was going to swoop in and take Morrow and give us a second-round pick. We'll see what happens with Morrow. I hope that he ends up contributing and the way that he's been, where solid depth can be a leader. That's another reason why I think they ended up bringing him back. He was a leader, filled in very nicely when Vontez went down, with a lot of our other players went down. But Morrow needs to just be more than a tackler. That's something that I definitely believe in. So let's get into the next question. This one's coming in from Anthony Jordan. Do you see the Raiders trading Gabe Jackson for a second-round draft pick? If it costed us a second-round draft pick, the Raiders would do it. I like Gabe. I know I've said this multiple times. However, I would be very surprised if Gabe Jackson comes back to the team. I also think NFL teams know that the Raiders plan on moving from Gabe Jackson. So don't be surprised if all we get is like a 4th or 5th round pick. But yeah, if we get a second round pick for Gabe Jackson, I would do it. Do I think he's worth a second round pick? Absolutely. However, I don't know if that's what we get. Daniel, what up, Daniel? Manscape has really good products. You know what, Daniel? You couldn't be more right. And if anybody wants to go get some products from Manscaped, go to manscaped.com, use promo code Raiders, get 20% off. Go clean yourself. Can you hear it? I'll shave my face on the show if somebody sends in a $100 super chat. How about that? Or maybe I'll shave something else. No? Skips, what up, dude? All right, Eno Benjamin in the third for Washington replacement. So DeAndre Washington, he ended up going to the Chiefs, and this was kind of something I'd struggled with. I liked DeAndre Washington when he first came out of Texas Tech. And we always say, once a Raider, always a Raider, and I normally wish players the best. Are y'all wishing DeAndre Washington the best? Like, I hope him personally, hope his family, they're all healthy. But if he plays well, that's going to help the Chiefs. I don't want that. So I've kind of had this dilemma. However, Eno Benjamin, the running back out of Arizona State, I personally am not as high on him. I'd rather us wait on a guy like an A.J. Dillon out of Boston College. Dream scenario, if we get Cam Akers in the third out of Florida State, that I would absolutely love. A running back who's going to start sliding down draft boards is Zach Moss out of Utah because his knee isn't 100% healthy. So here on the Raiders Report, we're all about the interaction. And, well, I'll be honest with y'all. The only time I ever got an A in my entire life is when you guys give it to me here on the show. So I'm going to ask you, grade the Raiders offseason, A, B, C, D, or F. And for me, I did my free agency grades video, and then I had to make another, and then I had to make another because of how active we were. You go out, you get 12 players, and I love the move of Corey Littleton. You got Nick Kwiatkowski. Let me see if I can remember all the moves in the order. So bear with me. Maybe that'll help you get your grades in. We had Nick Kwiatkowski, 3 years, $21 million. Marcus Mariota, 2 years, $17. Corey Littleton, 3 years, $35. And then, oh man, we're getting foggy. All I remember then, it's like Jason Witten, Jeff Heath, Malik Collins. Oh wait, Carl Nassib. Carl Nassib's in there. Nelson Aguilar, Eric Kush, Nick O'Leary, Demarius Randall. Did I get everyone? Bottom line, there was a lot. We filled a lot of holes. I'm going to give it a solid B+, A-. Let's go to Henry. What up, Henry? Appreciate the super chat. Antonio Brown doesn't use Manscaped because he's not a man. Oh, Henry. You know what, guys? If you want to rip on Antonio Brown, you guys want to rip on that and talk about Manscaped, guess what? I am all for it. Antonio, don't use Manscaped. You're not going to be able to use it unless you're carrying around a bag of, you know what. Do you think CD could be a bust? I think any player can be a bust. And why I say that is because what happens if CD gets injured? I mean, we talk about Jamarcus Russell being the biggest bust of all time, and a lot of the things that people don't talk about is how when Jamarcus got drafted, he went through like a very, very traumatizing year or two, right? I mean, Amy Trask talked about Jamarcus and everything he went through behind the scenes that people didn't know about. Anybody could be a bust. But if I'm talking about the wide receivers, the top three, I do think that CeeDee Lamb might be little bit more bust potential than a Jerry Jeudy. But I'm going for upside, and I believe in Mike Mayock, and I believe in John Gruden. So I think CD is going to be a solid player. Let's go to Lord Mortalman 360. Appreciate the questions flowing in here. Oh, I can't read. Let's go to Devin. Okay, do you think that the Raiders can trade a first-round pick and a 2021 second-round pick for wide receiver Davante Adams? Do I think that that's what it would cost? Maybe. I know Davante Adams is a very good receiver, and I know a lot of y'all are like, why can't the Raiders go out and get Davante Adams? He had a great connection with Carr when they played together at Fresno State. For me, though, I think it might even cost more than that because of the reason, well, the Packers don't have any other wide receiver assets. But this year is so deep at wide receiver, so deep. So I don't really want to go out and trade away picks to get a wide receiver when we have a chance to get the best one in the draft. It's just up to us to get the right one. So today's show also is brought to you by Chat Sports. And if you guys want some jerseys here, go to chatsports.com/Raiders jersey. For a limited time, you can get this Max Crosby. You can get a Josh Jacobs, Darren Waller, Derek Carr. Bottom line, you can get legit NFL jerseys from around your favorite players for only $74.99. Okay? I'll put the description in the comment section. I'll put it, in the, what did I say? I'll put the link in the comment section, and I'll put the link in the description. Mitch, I'll tell you what, not the best read I've ever had. Bottom line, cool jerseys. Go get them. Only $74.99. We got a super chat coming in from Daniel. What up, Daniel? Antonio Brown uses Taintscape. All right. Daniel, appreciate you. And if anybody doesn't know what Taintscape is, it's probably for the best. But if you're a dude out there in real talk, don't use Taintscape. Use Manscape. They're hooking us up. Your balls will thank you. Let's go to King Higgins. What up, King? Thoughts on Akeem Davis-Gaither for the third round? Love it. Absolutely love this kid. And he was one of the very first players I ever talked about in my very first mock draft I did probably, 3 months ago, right? 3 months ago. That was a long time. 90 days. #math. The reason why I liked him a lot is because I think he was a lot of like a Corey Littleton, where a lot of people are going to say, oh, he's undersized. A lot of people are going to say, oh, he's just going to be too small. He's kind of like this new era of linebacker where if you add 20 pounds to him, he's going to be versatile. He's very fast. He's a very good coverage linebacker. I think he can learn a lot from Corey Littleton. If the Raiders take him in round 3, the linebacker from Appalachian State, yeah, I'd totally be on board for that. Continue to use #Raiders, or you can super chat. What up, Keanu? I get that right? Mitch at 19, would you take Kenneth Murray, or I think you mean Delpit? So if I had to pick, you guys can weigh into, type M for Kenneth Murray, linebacker out of Oklahoma, or you can type your D for Delpit, who's the safety from LSU. I had to get my mind together. I would probably go Murray. Now, I love Delpit. I think he's going to be a versatile safety, but I still think in terms of needs, I still think linebacker is a little bit bigger of a need than safety since going out and getting Demarius Randall. And a very important note from Mike Mayock in his press conference, he said back in 2015, Demarius Randall was his #1 overall free safety draft prospect. I think that's a very, very positive thing to say about somebody who, well, you just went out and gave $3.2 million, 1-year contract. Got another super chat rolling in here from York. What up, Aaron? Appreciate you watching the show. I need to get my creative juices flowing. Do you think we trade back on the 19th? Do you mean April 19th? No, I'm kidding. So the NFL draft is April 23rd to 25th, by the way, and we will be live for all 7 rounds on our main Chat Sports channel. I do think in terms of which pick is more likely to trade back, I think it's pick 19. And Mike Mayock during his conference did go on to say that he is open to discussion. And every single coach is going to be open to trading a pick. It's just going to come down to the value. I do know the Raiders want to get into the second round. And if you're looking for a team that could potentially, trade up with us, you're looking at the Colts, who have picks 34 and 44. The Rams, who are like 52 and 57. And then the Ravens are a real interesting team there. So look for teams that have multiple second-round picks. I think those are teams that you could target for at pick 19. Got another super chat. What up, El Dorino? Okay, got you. How many Chucky heads for Mayock drafting an outside linebacker? And yes, I saw it, FAB. An outside linebacker, I mean, I'll give it 2 Chucky heads, right? And the reason why I'll give it 2 Chucky heads, it's because it's in the middle. Because Mike Mayock, John Gruden, they're very hard people to predict. It's the truth. They really are. And they're going to go and they're going to get value. And they're going to go and get a player that they think is best value and going to help this football team. There's some good linebackers out there, but we already went out and got a Corey Littleton. You got a Nick Kukowski, who's going to wear the green dot according to Mike Mayock. I think that they're confident in their linebacking play. However, it's going to be interesting to see what we end up doing in the draft. But to say like exactly what positions we'll go after, I think the only position that I'll give 4 Chucky heads to is the wide receiver position. Got it? Cool. So as promised, I told y'all I'd be giving away a free Raiders chain. And if you want a Raiders chain, type C in the comment section below. So basically what's going to happen here is, all right, you got to be subscribed to the channel, and we're going to pick one random person to win a Raiders chain. So if you want this chain, it's silver, it's beautiful from Sterling Teak. If for some reason you don't win it, DM me on Instagram at Mitchell Renz 365. I'll try to get you a hookup. But we're giving away one of these bad boys because we hit 43K subscribers, and I'll do another giveaway next week if we can hit 44K by 420. So go ahead, type C. We're going to pick a random winner. And then once my team behind the scenes tells me who we got, we'll announce it. And then you're going to have basically 24 hours. So go ahead, type that C. I see a lot of them coming in. We got 230 people that have liked the video. But we get some more likes on that bad boy. I'd appreciate that. So type C. Type C. If you guys want to know who's picking the winner, it's producer Alicia. So, or it could be Tom. I don't know. Could be someone. I know it's not me, so don't yell at me. But we're giving away a silver Raiders chain, and it looks like we got a winner. Okay? Looks like we got a winner. You ready? The winner of the free Raiders chain is Kenan Lamb. All right, Kenan. You have 24 hours to claim your chain. DM me on Instagram at Mitchell Renz 365. And if you didn't win, it's all good. We're going to be giving away a Black Raiders chain coming up here in, I'll say like, I don't know, like 25 minutes or so. So you'll have another chance to win. And if you want to know who makes these, you can DM me on Instagram at Mitchell Renz 365. So again, you have 24 hours to claim it. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It's the only way you're going to win the chain. So do you guys like, okay, Mel Kiper Jr.? And I know the top doesn't make too much sense. It's all good. It's all good. So do you like Mel Kiper Jr.? Type L for like, or you can type D for dislike. Throw it in the comments section below. Because coming up here on the Raiders Report, we are going to get into a Q&A. Not a Q&A. We're going to get into a Mel Kiper mock draft. So I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm going to warn you. I don't know if you're going to like it all that much. So type L for like, or you can type your D for dislike. Do you like Mel Kiper Jr.? Let me know. L for like, D for dislike. Very curious because I saw this one go down, his mock, and I was like, yo, I got to do this live because Raider Nation is going to eat Mel Kiper alive. So type your L's, type your D's. I do think that they've done a lot in terms of like Todd McShay and Mel Kiper have done a lot for, you know, the mock draft community, the draft community. However, you know, you guys can give in your opinions, right? That's what we do here. So if you like them, type L. If you don't like them, type D. And I'm seeing a lot of D's, like a lot of D's. Some of y'all D's aren't very clean and need to get cleaned up with Manscape, if you know what I'm saying. So let me know if you like Mel Kiper. Type L for like, or you can type your D for dislike. Raider Nation, what's going on? You're watching the Raiders Report. Today's show, we're going to be reacting to Mel Kiper's latest mock draft 4.0. And today's show brought to you by my good friends Manscaped. 20% off when you use promo code Raiders at checkout. Just go to manscaped.com. Guess what? Your balls, they're going to thank you. So let's get into this Mel Kiper mock draft. And the number 1 overall pick in his draft, Joe Burrow, no surprise. And you see Chase Young go to the Redskins, Jeff Okudah, Isaiah Simmons, my 2 probably favorite players in this draft. They go 3-4. Justin Herbert goes 5 to the Miami Dolphins. Then at pick 6, He had Tua Tagovailoa going to the Chargers, Derek Brown at 7, Tristan Wirfs at 8, Jerry Jeudy at number 9. So we're getting in now to the 10th pick, the Raiders. I can feel it. We're getting close to our pick. We're getting excited. Can't wait to see what happens. At pick number 10, the Cleveland Browns, they go with Mekhi Becton, offensive tackle out of Louisville. At pick 11, the New York Jets go Jarek Willis Jr. So the first 11 picks, they're done in Mel Kiper's mock draft. And remember, these aren't my picks. These are Mel Kiper's, so don't yell at me. So at pick number 12, the Raiders, they're on the clock. But before I tell you who Mel Kiper has mocked for them, I do want to say this. Subscribe to the Raiders Report, okay? We are the #1 channel for live videos, daily videos, the Big C. It's not going to slow me down. I appreciate y'all very much. So if you bleed silver and black, like if it's in your veins, click that subscribe button, find the sub button. If you can't find it, we'll put it in the description. We'll put it in the comments below. And because we hit 43 subscribers, I just want to say thank you. This channel continues to grow. We're doing giveaways the entire month of April. And I have an extra giveaway, okay? An extra giveaway that I'm going to do on Instagram Live on April 17th at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. So if you want a chance to win it, if you want to talk just a little bit more Raiders football on my off day, hit me up on IG at Mitchell Renz 365. Give me a follow. I can promise you, you're not going to want to miss it. So the Raiders, they're on the clock at pick 12. These are 4 players that were on the board. And what I want you guys to do, I'm going to make this the pinned comment on today's video. So I want you to scroll on down and let me know who you would draft. Would you go with CeeDee Lamb type L? Would you go with CJ Henderson type H? If you'd go with Henry Ruggs type R, or if you go with Javon Kinlaw type K. At pick number 12, in Mel Kiper's latest mock draft, he went with cornerback CJ Henderson out of Florida. And for those of you that don't know, I like CJ Henderson. He's a player that I've talked about a ton. He is a very, very talented player. He can locate, track, make the interception, a very good man-to-man corner. And if used correctly in Paul Guenther's system, I think CJ Henderson could be a very talented player. Does his tackling need to improve? Abso-flippin'-lutely. But this is Mel Kiper's mock draft. It's not mine. So I really wanted to show you what Mel had to say and why he went with Henderson at number 12. They still have needs in the secondary where they got solid play from second-round pick Trayvon Mullen, but don't have much else at cornerback. Henderson would be an upgrade. I brought up the possibility of a quarterback with this pick when I played Draft Dominoes. I want you to remember that quote very, very clearly. So the Raiders went with CJ Henderson at pick number 12, and I want you guys to grade this pick, all right? Let me know what you think about it in terms of from A, B, C, D, or F. So throw it in the comments section right now if you're watching this live on YouTube. If you're watching this live on Facebook, the Raiders took CJ Henderson at pick 12. For me, the grade I'm going to give it, I'm actually only going to give it a C. I like Henderson a lot, and I'm going to show you his numbers here, okay? Very talented player. But when you pass up on CeeDee Lamb, it's tough for me to give you an A or a B. Now, he didn't have any interceptions last year. He did have some previous. But a lot of teams weren't really throwing him the football at him. You're looking at a player who is still learning the cornerback position. He was a wide receiver when he first came into college. Long, lanky, very, very fast, had a great combine, ran a 4.39. Will he be the second cornerback on our team? Absolutely. Can he add a lot of depth to a position of need? Absolutely. But the reason why I gave it a C is because, as you can see, we don't have CeeDee Lamb. Yeah, maybe I'm Dr. Seuss. But Henderson is going to be that cornerback too, next to Trayvon Mullen. You enter that with Demarius Randall, Jonathan Abram, LaMarcus Joyner. Our secondary does look a lot better. Now, I don't know if you guys saw this report, but I did want to show it to you, okay? Because there's a report out there right now that Henderson could actually be the very first cornerback drafted. Peter King went on to say that I bet 40% of teams in the NFL have Henderson higher than Jeff Okudah. Personally, I don't think that's true at all. Personally, I'd be absolutely astonished if Henderson goes above Okudah. But it is something that I wanted to bring up. It is something that I think that you're going to start seeing a lot more mock drafts, because as much as I love Okudah, as much as I love Henderson, I would be absolutely shocked if he went there. All right, let's keep this mock draft rolling. So Henderson, he went off the board at 12. CeeDee Lamb went then very next pick to the 49ers, which just breaks my heart at 13. Then you saw Andrew Thomas goes to the Buccaneers. Justin Jefferson, he went to the Denver Broncos. Okay. Then at pick 16, Levon Chasen from LSU. Xavier McKinney went to the Cowboys. Javon Kinlaw then goes to the Miami Dolphins. So I'm going to give you a scenario again, okay? At pick 19, the Raiders, they're on the clock. And these three players, they're on the board. Now, I want you to get your votes in here, okay? Get your votes in. Who would you draft at pick number 19? Would you go with Jordan Love? Type JL. Would you go with Kenneth Murray? Type KM. Or would you go with Henry Ruggs? Type HR. Now, I want you to get your votes in the comments section below. And coming up right now, I'm going to tell you who Mel Kiper Jr. went with at pick 19. At pick number 19, Mel Kiper went with Jordan Love, quarterback out of Utah State. Wait a minute. Time out. Alicia, wait a minute. Jordan Love, pick number 19. I think the only reason why Mel Kiper made this pick is my man's going a little bit crazy. Maybe he's not getting a little bit of love. Maybe he's not getting the love because his peaches, they're a little bit furry. So Mel, if you're watching this, luckily for you, I got the ultimate draft package. If you need something like the Lawnmower 3.0, clean up those furry peaches. Maybe you got to get some boxers. That also comes in this draft package. The boxers also, they're going to hug you like your wife probably should. Also, you're going to see a crop preserver, crop reviver. It's basically just keeping those balls a little bit fresh. And as you can see, they save them. If you guys want this draft package, okay, 20% off when you use code Raiders. So go to manscape.com. Use that promo code at checkout. The code, again, is Raiders. We'll put it in the comments. We'll put it in the description below. Also, you can find a magic mat, so, when you're kind of like cleaning yourself, it's going to scoop all that up for you. The shed is a travel package, so you can carry everything together. This is the perfect package for all y'all trying to just stay clean. And to be honest with you, perfect package. If you're really, really trying to show off that Chucky head, this is the way to do it. Go to manscape.com. Use that promo code Raiders. I'll put it in the comments section below. I'll put it in the description. And I am a pure provider of this. I have one. I love it. Absolutely sensational. Go ahead, get yours today. All right, back into the mock draft now. Kiper on why he took Love at pick 19. This would be a coup for Las Vegas, which isn't tied to Derek Carr or Marcus Mariota past 2020. If John Gruden, the coach, decide to pass on a quarterback, wide receiver is the most likely position to target. You know what, Mel? You should have went with Henry Ruggs. I'm just going to be honest. I don't want to take anything away from Jordan Love. I think he has a chance to be a very, very good player. He really does. But I don't see the point in passing on CeeDee Lamb at 12 and then passing on Henry Ruggs at 19. If you could have told me we could have had 12, you could have had CeeDee Lamb and you could have had Henry Ruggs, but instead we have Henderson and Love. I'll be honest, I don't love it. So I want you to get your grades in here, okay? A, B, C, D, or F. And honestly, I expect to see a lot of D's and F's. And if you're trying to, shave your D, your balls, they will thank you. If you guys can see what this draft package looks like, it's absolutely incredible. You get deodorant for your junk. Have you ever heard of deodorant for your junk? I know I certainly haven't. It's amazing. So round 1, pick 19, Jordan Love, A, B, C, D, or F. Get it in the comments section below. Appreciate everyone who's watching. And yeah, as I can see, y'all are very, very surprised. The reason why I'm giving it a D and an F, and the reason why I'm so sick and tired of all this, the Raiders are drafting a quarterback in round 1 talk, John Gruden's never done it. Can somebody please take a screenshot of this and put it on Twitter, put it on Instagram, share it out to the world so we can stop talking about the Raiders taking a quarterback in round 1? It's not going to happen. I'm getting excited. I know. You know why I'm excited? Because I smell good. I'm clean down there. And I'm also sick and tired of people mocking a quarterback to the Raiders in round 1. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. You know what is going to happen? 7 rounds of NFL draft coverage on our main Chat Sports channel. Go to youtube.com/chatsportstv. We were the #1 most watched draft coverage. And as Mike Mayock said, everyone talks about round 1. No doubt about it. But round 3, day 3, is way more important. We're going to be live for all 7 rounds. We're going to do analysis on every single pick. And here's a pro tip. We get the picks before they're on television. Last year, we were 3 picks ahead of ESPN, NFL. Why? The internet's just a little bit quicker. So go ahead, subscribe. Go to youtube.com/chatsportstv. That's our main Chat Sports channel. So this is a mock draft all around Mel Kiper. And I want you to grade it from 0 to 100. 0 being the worst thing that you've ever seen, to 100 being the greatest thing you've ever seen. So the Raiders at pick 12 took cornerback C.J. Henderson out of Florida. Let me remind you, they took him over CeeDee Lamb. And then at pick 19, we went Jordan Love, quarterback from Utah State. Let me remind you, over Henry Ruggs. So I want you to get your, grades in here from 0 to 100. And I'm seeing a lot of zeros. A lot of zeros. And I appreciate y'all, but I see some 50s, a 35. I see a tuck rule, tuck that. I don't know if you guys can tell, but thanks to Manscape, I'm tucking this thing right now, and it feels great. 0 to 100. Let me know in the comments section. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. It's youtube.com/Raiders Report. So about like 15 minutes ago, I asked if you guys liked or disliked Mel Kiper. I'd be very, very shocked to see if I saw anything besides a D, but I get it. Like, Mel's done a lot for the industry. And just like I think that we're allowed to talk about Derek Carr, I think we're allowed to talk about Mel Kiper. And we're allowed to talk about all these other people. And you guys are allowed to talk about me. If I'm not doing a good job, let me know, because I want to be better. So, Mel, you need to be better, because that mock draft that you put out for the Raiders makes 0 sense. Like, it just doesn't make sense to me, right? Like, I can understand why people want to go and, I don't know, not watch ESPN's content and they come to us, because why you would ever pay for that makes no sense. Luckily for us, we're 100% free. So go ahead, subscribe to Chat Sports and the Raiders Report right now. Coming up on our show, we're going to do a live Q&A, but it's only going to be around the draft. So make sure that you're using #draft. Raider Nation, what's going on? Let's get into a live Q&A, okay? So use #draft, or you can super chat. But if you love Raiders rumors, news, and live shows, and oh yeah, free gear, subscribe to the Raiders Report. I make daily videos. I'll put this subscribe button in the comments below. We'll put it in the description. But please, subscribe where you go live every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. So today, I'm giving away a Black Raiders chain thanks to my good friends Sterling Teak on Instagram. If you want to win this chain, okay, I want you to start typing chain right now. But I also want you to subscribe. I want you to subscribe to the show. I promise y'all that if we can hit 43K subscribers, I'd do a giveaway. And I'm telling y'all again, if we can hit 44K subscribers by 420 next week, I know, high hopes, but hey, I have confidence in you. Who picked up the joke? Like the video. We'll do another giveaway. Bottom line is, I know that these are tough times. I love doing what I do. I love being able to interact with you guys as much as that we do. I want to be able to keep making videos. I want to be able to keep doing giveaways. Appreciate y'all very much. So if you want to win something, go ahead, subscribe to the channel. Click the sub button right now. All right, let's get into this Q&A. What up, Sean? Appreciate you. Okay. Would love you grab a top wide receiver at 12. I promise you I will never grab a professional athlete. And trade down from 19 for a second-round picks and take A.J. Terrell. Could also see Queen possibly falling. Thoughts? So I've seen A.J. Terrell. He's a cornerback from Clemson. I do think that he goes like in the mid-30s on draft day. I've seen some people mock him to 19, but I do think that we take a wide receiver at pick 12. And yeah, I'd totally be on board for trading back that 19 with a team like the Ravens, for example, where you get like 28, maybe then pick like 55. I think the only way you get A.J. Terrell, though, honestly, is if you trade with a team maybe like the Colts, where you can get 44 and 34. I think that would make a lot of sense. It's a great question, though. Tedford, my man. Tedford, I got to send you. You know what, Tedford? I'm going to send you a Manscape thing, okay? We'll send you something. Just hit me up at Mitchell Renz 365. So what a cheapskate Mike Mayock is. WTF, 1,000 per draft pick. How much does he make a year? $5 million. So I don't think that's the right way to look at it. And what he's talking about is, I gave away some takeaways from Mike Mayock's conference, and he said that he's going to donate $1,000 for every single pick. Do I think he could donate more? Sure. Do I think he could donate less? Absolutely. I think the important thing is here, though, he is willing to donate some money for every single pick that the Raiders make. I'll at least say that 1,000, he said he'll donate at least 7. That's a lot more than 0. So I'm not going to say shame on him. Do I think he could do more? Sure. But at the end of the day, he is making a contribution, which everybody needs to make. Let's go to, oh my God, I can't even read your name. Denamus? How did your mock draft do last year? So my mock draft last year, I think I hit Cleveland Furl. I projected us to pick him, not at 24. I predicted us to draft Josh Jacobs. I got that one right. Player that I talked about a bunch was Max Crosby. Foster Moreau was a player that I predicted, but they did make a lot of trades. So Hunter Renfrow was another player that I talked about a ton. It's tough to get every pick right, but I do know that we talked about a lot of players that got drafted last year, and I expect that we'll do pretty good. There's a reason why we're the most watched draft coverage in the entire world. We do our homework. My man Tom Downey does a great job as well. So if you don't believe us, cool thing about the internet, you can go back and check. What up, Heather? Heather Spooner. What a name. Get a picture. Jerry J working with AB is good for his work ethic, but will it hurt him with AB sharing his bad attitude? I personally, if you want to learn from Antonio Brown, I'm totally okay with it in terms of footwork, in terms of being a good NFL receiver, because whether we want to believe it or not, Antonio Brown on a just game basis is probably a Hall of Fame player, right? Will he go in the Hall of Fame? I don't think so, because he totally ruined his career. But Heather, I appreciate the question, and if you're trying to spoon, let me know. I'm pretty smooth thanks to Manscaped. So I want you guys to shout out, okay? Do this. Shout out a player the Las Vegas Raiders should draft. So throw it in the comments section below. You want them to draft a CeeDee Lamb? Type CeeDee. You want Henry Ruggs, Jerry Jeudy, Javon Kinlaw, Jordan Love, Mel Kiper? Don't say it. Seriously, though, shout out a player you want the Raiders to draft. I'll give some shout outs here. So we got a CeeDee from Lord Motion. Shelly says CeeDee. Keon Lamb says CeeDee. All right, somebody else say something else besides CeeDee. We got a Ruggs from Brad Morton. A lot of Derek Hicks says Jerry Jeudy. Appreciate you guys. Continue to shout out a player you want the Raiders to draft. And if you want me to talk about other players, slide in my DMs on Instagram at Mitchell Renz 365. Let's go to a super chat. This is what this is, Q&A. So if you want to get your questions on the show, use hashtag Raiders, or you can super chat like Raider did. FAB, if the Raiders were to trade down from 19, who is the one player you would like to see the Raiders draft in the second round? The one player. So I got to pick just one player. I would say it's either AJ Terrell, if Jed Gladney can slide down. I've seen Denzel Mims actually slide out of the first round in some mock drafts. But if I had to say just one player, it'd be Christian Fulton. I love Christian Fulton. He's my second cornerback. Actually, he's right there with CJ Henderson, honestly, as my top corners. For some reason, I've seen him slide out of the first round in a lot of mocks. If we get Christian Fulton in the second round out of LSU, I would absolutely love that pick. Raider, it's a great question. Let's go to Matt Marinkovich. Okay, so draft Javon Kinlaw at 12. Trade up for a cornerback, Johnson. So I believe you mean Jalen Johnson out of Utah. And get wide receiver Claypool in the second. So I'm going to disagree with this thought process. I like Jalen Johnson a lot. I think he has a lot of upside out of Utah, but I don't think it makes sense to trade up for him. Same with Chase Claypool. He's going to be available to you, I believe, in the third round. Did he have a great combine? Yes, but he still is not the most crisp route runner, which matters a lot to Mayock and Gruden. And then drafting Kinlaw at 12, I don't think that happens because Mayock has literally said it himself that they don't plan on taking Kinlaw at 12 because they don't think he's a good scheme fit. They don't think he's a good personnel fit because they think he's just a little bit too immature. And if we draft a defensive tackle, my question to you would be like, why are we drafting a defensive tackle at 12 when we have Mo Hurst, when we have PJ Hall, when we have Malik Collins, when we have Jonathan Hankins, when we went out and signed Daniel Ross. Do I think Javon Kinlaw's a great player? Yes. Do I want to take him at 12? No. Let's go to Devin. What up, Devin? Get a pick. Do you think that the Raiders will get new unis by the 2020 season? Do I think that we'll get new unis? No. You know why I don't think we're going to get new unis? Because we have the best uniforms in the NFL. And if you want to rep a Raiders jersey, go to chatsports.com/Raiders jersey, okay? Limited time only. Only $74.99. So if you want a Josh Jacobs, you want a Max Crosby, Darren Waller, Hunter Renfrow. I don't know if I said Derek Carr yet, but I'm going to say it. You can get a Raiders jersey for only $74.99. But you got to go to chatsports.com/Raiders. They're, and not just black, there's white ones as well. They have color rush jerseys as well. And also there's youth jerseys. They're a little bit cheaper, but you can get all these at chatsports.com/Raiders. Go ahead, take advantage of the deal. Would appreciate you guys supporting our sponsors. Let's go to Ron. What up, Ron? You think we should go after some more free agents before the draft? I mean, if somebody's sitting there knocking on our door, sure, why not? Two players that always come to my mind right now are Dre Kirkpatrick and Darqueze Dennard. Those are two players that I would at least look into. However, I think with all the Big C crap that's going on right now with the virtual NFL draft, I want Mike Mayock, John Gruden, and our entire team to be prepared for the NFL draft. That's what I want. Let's go to Daniel. Daniel, you've been one heck of a watcher today, Daniel, so I appreciate you. In Raider Nation, you don't go in black hole. Black hole goes in you. I think what Daniel's referring to is if you clean your black hole with Manscape, you got a better chance of, I don't know, going out and showing somebody your Chucky head. If that's too much of a reference, maybe you don't watch the show enough. Regardless, Daniel, appreciate you. If you guys want to show off your black hole, go to manscaped.com. Use promo code Raiders. You'll save 20%. Let's go to Henry Hernandez. Henry, I can just tell by your picture that you use Manscaped. What do you think of Darren Lee? So I used to love Darren Lee, right? When he first came out of Ohio State, I was like, man, this linebacker's fast and he can do a lot. Now, I don't know if the Jets broke him, but he's not quite the same player. So if you're asking me, should the Raiders go out and get him? I'm going to say no. I'm going to pass on Lee. Let's go to the next question. Remember, use hashtag Raiders or you can super chat to get on the show. We got this next one coming in from Mad Vet Woodworking. Raekwon Davis in the third. I'm not sold on Davis, right? Like for me, I think the way that the Raiders should work the third round is you have 3 picks. I think this is where you could see them take a quarterback like a Jalen Hurts, take a wide receiver if Michael Pittman falls to the third, or if like Chase Claypool's there at 3, you could look at the running back position like a Cam Akers. I've seen a lot of mixed bag on Davis, if maybe somebody could sell me on it, but I've watched a lot of highlight tape. I just don't know if it's our biggest need. Call me crazy. Let's go to Julian. What up, Julian? What are your predictions for Mariota chasing his incentives? Will Carr step up or will Mariota work for the paychecks? I mean, honestly, he better work for the paychecks. Like, if you're paying somebody $7.5 million to be the highest paid backup in the NFL, like, I hope he does work for his paychecks. But also, do I think Carr's going to show up? Yes. Do I think we're going to give Carr more talent? Yes. But I've said this before on the show. I am a Carr truther. I believe in Derek. But if Mariota goes out and makes $37.5 million this year, I'm good with it. You know why I'm good with it? Because that means we won a Super Bowl. If all I got to do is pay a quarterback $37.5 million to win a Super Bowl, I'd probably do it every single year. So, yeah, I'd be on board with it. We got a super chat rolling in here from OX the Third. If we draft a cornerback, will it be Christian Fulton or CJ Henderson? Hashtag Raiders. I think the more likely scenario, honestly, is actually Christian Fulton. And the reason why I say that, there's starting to be a lot more talk that Henderson is going to go earlier. And I don't know if he's going to be available at pick 19. I mean, I've seen a report come out that say that he could even be drafted ahead of Jeff Okudah. I don't know if I believe that, but I think if I had to pick Fulton or Henderson, I think the more likely player is Christian Fulton. Got another super chat rolling in here from Douglas. He just says FAB. And if anybody watched the show, know that you can type in FAB any single time. And if you super chat it, guess what? I appreciate it even more. If you guys don't know, I'm going to be on my Instagram live on Friday, April 17th at 9 p.m. Eastern time. So go ahead, hit me up on IG at Mitchell Renz 365. Give me a follow. Tune in because I'm going to do an extra giveaway. Before I get to the giveaway on today's show, there's another super chat that just rolled in. If Mel Kiper draft is true, get Claypool or Pittman in the third. So basically, if you're saying C.J. Henderson and Jordan Love, 12 and 19, I don't think it's true, by the way. Could we get a Pittman? Could we get a Claypool? Yes. Does that save the draft? No, it doesn't. I can't support us passing on CeeDee Lamb and Henry Ruggs for C.J. Henderson and Jordan Love. Can't do it. Sorry. Appreciate super chat, though. Okay, so who wants that free Raiders chain as promised? So if you want it, two things you got to do. First, if you're not subscribed already, click that sub button. If you can't find the sub button, go in the description, go in the comments below. We'll put it in there. But if you want a free Raiders chain from Sterling Teak, it's black. It looks beautiful. I want you to type chain, okay? So what's going to happen here is I'm going to give away one free chain to a lucky subscriber. You got to type chain. That tells the people in the back there who's going to win it. We're going to pick one random winner. And then once we pick that winner, we'll put you up on screen. And you'll have 24 hours to claim your prize, okay? So keep typing chain. Keep typing chain. Let's see what we got. And then as soon as I get the winner, we'll announce it. Okay? So type chain. You got a lot of people in there. I see R2, Daniel, Jock, Derek, Stewart, Juan Hernandez. So I'm getting word that we have a winner. Okay? The winner of the Black Raiders chain is, drumroll, Misty Williamson. Okay, so Misty, you have 24 hours to claim your chain. Hit me up on Instagram at Mitchell Renz 365 to claim it. You have 24 hours. For everyone who didn't win a chain, okay, I'm going to be giving away another chain on my Instagram Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern time, thanks to Sterling Teak. So come along for the ride. If you didn't win, I'm sorry. We're going to be doing more giveaways next week. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any of our live shows. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss a chance to win some free stuff. If you love the Raiders, if you love free stuff, hey, I don't know what else I could do for you, okay? So go ahead, click subscribe. Would appreciate that very much. And if I missed your question on today's show, hit me up, slide in my DMs. That's where I'm going right after today's show.